was the Jobs Act, and I was one of the proponents and voices for the Jobs Act. It passed through the House and the Senate, and the President signed it into law in March. And what the Jobs Act does is make it easier for small startup companies, again, the engines of growth, it makes an easier path by cutting down on regulations, by making them more sensible for these small companies to be able to attract investors and grow and hire. And we have seen already some beneficial effects of that in terms of enabling some of these little companies to go public. It also allows more opportunity for Americans to invest in companies like that, and so that they can, grow their own money in good ways. So that's one. We passed a highway bill. We passed a 2-year highway bill, and that's very important to our Hudson Valley because I've been one of the key voices to provide the federal funding that we need to build the Tappan Zee Bridge, to reconstruct the Tappan Zee Bridge. That's a very important engine for our economy in the Hudson Valley, not only in terms of course, the hundreds of jobs that will come, and I work with our construction contractors and our trades and all the people who want to see, the local businesses, the local organizations who want to see that Tappan Zee Bridge happen, and with Governor Cuomo, again, Republican and Democrat together. I work very closely with the governor on this, so I've been instrumental in making sure that we get the funding, the federal aid that we need for the Tappan Zee Bridge.
What's your name? Abby. Well, listen, the Congresswoman just said something that I've never heard anybody say before, which is that Democrats and Republicans have been working well in Washington together. But if I must be watching a different cable channel because the Congress I've seen is not working at all. It spends all its time fighting and none of its time working on real problems. Let me tell you about a guy named Jim Taylor in Orange County who's trying to do a biomass business, waste energy business in Montgomery, right outside Newburgh. Right? He's got $45 million of his own skin in the game. He's a private sector Republican job creator. His project is supported by Republican electeds up and down the line, from the county executive, Eddie Diana, to Nancy Calhoun, the Republican assemblywoman, to Bill Larkin, the Republican state senator. He wants to create energy out of waste products. He's got new technology that does it really efficiently. He's got a long-term power purchasing agreement with the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey to put 20 megawatts of renewable power right on the grid and power Stewart Airport. It's right next door. He's got the ground level ready for steel and concrete. 300 good union jobs tomorrow. 80 permanent jobs. And he can put one of these facilities at 900 locations around the United States. And it'd be based right there in Orange County. And the people in Newburgh who need the jobs as much as just about anybody in the Hudson Valley are right there ready to take them. That's a private sector job creator. He needs a federal loan, a federal loan guarantee. The Congresswoman opposed it. And Jim Taylor said to the Times Herald Record, she's killing us. She's killing small business. Because the difference between the Congresswoman and myself is that I believe the government has a role to play. I believe the government has to be a partner to private sector job creators. I've spent most of my career working on public-private partnerships. When I worked in the governor's office, I created the Public-Private Partnership Commission in New York so we could get massive new investments in New York infrastructure. So convention the Tappan Zee Bridge, that's great, but the fact of the matter is that the Congresswoman has not brought $1 back to New York for that project.